Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.
This week we're talking about the Zeppo. It's a good time. This episode originally aired January 26th, 1998. In this episode, when a student throws Xander a football, he drops it in Jack O'Toole's lunch, resulting in Jack, a very mentally balanced individual, threatening to cut his face off. Cordelia, having witnessed the event...
I'll buy you a new lunch, okay? It'll be fine.
Cordelia, having witnessed the event, tells Xander that he is useless and extraneous since all of his friends are either slayers, werewolves, witches, or watchers. Well, he is just a guy.
A plain human.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Giles informs Buffy that the end of the world is near. So it's like Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, Tuesdays is the special night at the Bronze. Wednesdays is usually the end of the world.
You'll get that joke in a few weeks. Well, not a few weeks. Like a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Dawn's in danger. Must be Tuesday. The Sisterhood of G? I don't know how you pronounce it. A group of fierce demons is planning to reopen the Hellmouth. Sounds like a fun time.
Meanwhile, Xander
gets himself a car in the hopes that it will make him useful and cool. At the Bronze, Xander rear-ends Jack, who is sitting in a parked car, though it's not his. Jack threatens Xander with a knife. When a cop shows up, Xander covers for Jack and gains his respect. They go to get the rest of Jack's friends, who, being dead, need to be raised from their graves.
Because, a normal thing in the Hellmouth.
At the library, Buffy, Willow, and Giles are researching. Giles leaves to try to contact some spirits and hopefully get their help with stopping the Sisterhood. Xander takes Jack and his group of friends to get supplies. He spots Willow leaving the magic shop and tries to talk to her. She tells Xander that she loves him before hurrying off to help Buffy. When Jack and friends decide to initiate Xander into the group, he flees, mainly because it involves death.
Yeah.
He rescues Faith from a member of the Sisterhood by hitting it with his car. He takes Faith to her motel room where she seduces him.
He gets laid.
It's really funny. Afterward, she kicks him out, clothes in hand. That was good. See ya.
Man, this is a weird night.
At least she had the decency to give him his clothes.
Yeah, at least he got his pants back. Meanwhile, back at the library, Willow and Giles struggle to get Oz, in werewolf form, away from the Hellmouth. They sedate him and lock him in the basement. Xander realizes Jack and his group have built a bomb. He seeks help from Buffy, but she's too busy having an emotional encounter with Angel. I think I'll just leave now.
Yeah.
On his way to see Giles, he sees the group and drags one of them with his car until he confesses the location of the bomb, and then gets decapitated. Xander finds the bomb in the school basement, but Jack shows up and they fight. Xander positions himself between Jack and the exit door so that Jack has no hope of escaping before the bomb explodes. Jack defuses the bomb with seconds to spare and turns to leave, swearing revenge. He opens the door, releasing Oz, who immediately attacks him. Meanwhile, Buffy, Angel, Faith, Giles, and Willow are at the library fending off the giant multi-headed monster and the members of the Sisterhood of G. They succeed in closing the Hellmouth. The next day, the bruised Buffy, Willow, Giles, and Oz sit at a table discussing how they saved the world from destruction. Xander, not knowing anything of their battle and vice versa, comes by to chat with them. After a few seconds of talking, Xander decides to keep his harrowing night to himself. As he walks away, Cordelia once again taunts him, but Xander merely smiles and walks by.
Aw, yeah.
And that was the Zeppo.
I'm too cool for you, Cordelia.
And it was good.
Just a wonderful case of, I know the stuff I did. Guess what? You don't get to know.
So overall, what did you guys think of this episode?
It was awesome.
This is a strong episode for Xander.
Yeah, Xander doesn't get a whole lot of time to shine usually,
No,
but this is really a great episode for him.
And
it's a lot of fun.
And it gives such an interesting balance. It shows the stupidity, just the wonderful stupidity of Xander in every bloody turn. But he finally grows with it. It's just, so nice.
Why would they get cake ingredients at a warehouse or workshop?
I love that.
And then it finally clicks.
or the hardware store or whatever.
I don't think they're actually making a cake. Good job, Xander.
Took him a while.
He got there.
I know. I mean,
It took a while, but he got there. All right, so international titles. In French, I don't really get this one. It's not. Like, Nought.
not.
Yeah, I don't know. In German, Night of the Living Corpses.
It's accurate.
Well, yeah, there are some zombies, but there were zombies in another episode.
Yeah, I don't know. And in
Wow.
Portuguese, it just translates as a Zeppo.
They tried. As it is, English is probably the best.
Oddly, although, even I don't really understand what Zeppo tends to reference.
Okay, so the Zeppo is a reference to... Have you ever seen any Marx Brothers movies?
What would they be?
Duck Soup would probably be the most famous one.
No.
Okay. So the Marx Brothers were a comedy troupe in the, I want to say, 20s to 40s.
Alright, well, I'm not 100 years old, so I may not get the reference.
What I did. And
You're
I'm
old.
not 100 years old.
Yeah, you are.
I'm secretly the world's oldest man.
Yes.
No, you're close, but still.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway.
I remember when that whippersnapper Jesus was running around. Anyway. The most famous of which would be... what's his name? I totally just blanked on it. But the Marx Brothers were a very famous comedy group, Zeppo being kind of like the afterthought of the group. Kind of like the one that never ascended to main event status,
I see.
if you catch my drift.
Makes sense.
Alright, so for music, we have a song called G-Song from Supergrass, which plays when Xander talks to Lisette. I don't remember who that was.
Oh, that's the girl he got with after getting his wheels.
Oh, okay, yes. We have the song Easy by Tricky Woo, which is a great fucking name, which plays while Xander drives around Sunnydale. And then just like original score and other stuff that they just bought off of like music libraries. So that's it for music. What did you all think of this episode? Did you have any other thoughts you wanted to bring up?
On the one hand, I'm not too surprised that there's a particular angry group that's like, oh hey, let's be a group of guys that are undead and go do crazy shit. But going that sort of angle, I was like, okay, now this is just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, and I understand why the girl kind of ditched there when the dead was rising out and stuff. It's like, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
she
she
probably
was-
want to get out of here.
She was fine with Xander getting a new car. She was perfectly fine having Xander being emasculated and going with the other guy in his vehicle
Hey,
to
I'm
do
bored.
other stuff.
Can we go?
I love this episode.
Excuse
It's
me,
great.
I'm kind of...
I'm in the middle of trying not to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this episode. I think it's really great that they actually give Xander that time to shine, because he's not going to get a ton of focus in a lot of episodes.
I mean, he's not physically strong in any sense.
Well, I mean...
Not like the Slayer, and
No.
doesn't have any real tricks up his sleeves on... I mean,
Well, yeah, 'cause,
he's
like,
good at bluffing.
Yeah, like, Buffy's the strong one, Willow's the smart one, Giles is also the smart one, but Willow can do magic.
Meh.
And Cordelia's Cordelia.
Yeah, she's just the Cordelia one, and Oz is a werewolf.
Meh.
Yeah.
So Xander doesn't really have, like, a gimmick like that.
Well, depending on whether or not they're gonna stick with it, Xander still has that military knowledge, supposedly.
When it's convenient.
Yeah.
That kind of comes and goes.
Sometimes I forget about that.
And then sometimes it randomly comes up.
It's like, oh yeah, right, that was a thing.
Yeah.
I was a soldier once.
I mean, that's how we got that, yeah.
That wonderful rocket launcher
Yeah, rocket
moment.
launcher.
Resident Evil would be so proud.
So what did you guys think of this episode overall?
It was amazing.
It was
On the
fun.
one hand, with you sort of saying, oh, it's a Xander episode, I was kind of,
Well, it's definitely a better Xander episode than the hyena one. Though, I mean, I really didn't like that one, though.
Yeah, it's definitely better than the pack.
Yeah, I agree.
The pack was pretty bad.
It was.
It really was.
It was early Buffy, so...
Well, okay. So, let's put it... Which was worse, the pack or Moloch?
What was Moloch? Was that the robot?
Internet demon that goes into the robot.
Oh no, Internet Demon completely trumps the hyena bits. Again, it's not the worst episode of Buffy that I've seen yet, but...
What is the worst, then?
I think I threw it out of my memory. I'd have to probably look back through the logs to get back to you on that.
Okay.
But there was worse than the hyena people.
I honestly don't remember, probably because I flushed it out of my memory, but I do remember the hyena episode not being one of my favorites at all.
I think the Moloch episode is probably the worst. That we've gotten to.
The Moloch was a little bit more entertaining than the hyena one to me.
Oh man, that costume design.
Yeah, well...
I know it's not... I know that wasn't the right tone for the series, but I mean... It was silly, and it was still a first season. There wasn't anything else too much like it. I don't know.
When we were worried that Pentiums were going to take over the world. Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions for me about where the series is going to go?
Well, I can already assume the mayor is going to still play a huge role for the season. I'm not sure about the next season onward.
The mayor will be dealt with this season.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay, more so of a seasonal villain, such as the Master.
Yes. Yeah. So basically the structure of the show is there's a big bad that they defeat at the end of the season. That's basically how the series works.
Yeah, by the end of this series, they'll probably be like the president or something. I don't... Maybe not. I'm kidding.
Justin. It's better than that.
Okay, good. I hope so.
Let's just say that our final villain will be somebody we've already met.
Neat.
With how it is there going to be any sort of concern for doing central episodes for other bits of the cast? Or with how it's kind of been, Xander's kind of only been the one that's shoved off to the side, and it will kind of go back to a bit more status quo?
They're not going to go for the next couple episodes and be like, we're going to do a Buffy episode, then we're going to do a Willow episode. But, there will be episodes where certain cast members will get more focus. But I can't remember off the top of my head a time where they basically dedicate one episode to a character.
Okay, so exploring more so of the character within a typical episode, but not so much as, oh hey, there's this stuff happening with Buffy, but let's follow Willow for a day.
I know, because we did a Cordelia episode a little while ago when she made that wish.
Yes, we did get to see the wish, and the wish was good.
Yes. And I mean, the series is called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so it does follow Buffy a bit more often than...
You know, the power of the protagonist.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, what do you do with the Willow episode?
Witchy stuff.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
Witchy shenanigans.
Yeah.
Okay. But, Buffy and Willow are pretty much inseparable in the show.
Right, okay.
So you can't, it's hard to pair them apart. But... Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head. I can't remember an episode that's specifically dedicated to Giles or to Willow or whoever.
Nice.
But they will, those characters will get more focus in certain episodes. Anything else?
That's all.
Okay.
Unless we feel like raising a thing, I think we're good.
Alrighty. Well, that is going to be it for this week. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.